Lucinda, then Sonia.
Hey, Miss Lucinda.
Hi. I've got this neighbor who has Parkinson's, and his sister really wants me to work on him, but I keep getting that I can't help him, not so much that I couldn't do something, but that it's more of his headstrong attitude and the way he sees me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much, he's that very, very accomplished athlete, and that's where his Parkinson's comes from, the head trauma. So it's not.
What kind of athlete was he?
Many different kinds of.
Okay.
Mostly track and football. Like he still holds records at Nebraska, and
oh
wow. But I keep scanning it, and I'm not sure where the tweak needs to come. And it might be that I heard you say one time that you really can't treat Parkinson's.
You can treat it, but you just got to be open to it might get better, it might not. It's one of those things where, but how are you going to treat them? You're going to use oils? You're going to what are you doing? You're doing healing?
Well, a combination, and most of pranic healing and mostly pranic healing, but some oils too. I don't know if I can really get him to subscribe to oils, but I can always treat him somewhat remotely. I mean, I have permission from his sisters, and she pretty much speaks for him.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's, I won't say that, but he's not totally debilitated. He's got his mind and everything, and does get around. But I thought if I could ease his symptoms or treat, even can I go back in time and maybe treat parts of the brain a little bit?
Yeah, people talk about that. I've never really seen it work. No, it's an interesting theory, but
yeah, it is.
This is what I would do, and I would drop the idea of treating Parkinson's, and I'd treat behavior first. And if the behavior can't shift or change for you to be able to do something, you being able to treat Parkinson's becomes irrelevant, because there's going to be so much resistance. Yeah. And so what I would do is, so I'm going to give you a little pattern. Ajna, throat, temples, back head, Mingmen, kidney belt meridian, and navel minor. And heavy emphasis, navel minor. After the navel minor, the basic. Yeah. And so the emphasis is going to be on the basic, the ajna, the throat, and the temples. Heavy on the temples. Okay. But basically what you're treating here is behavior. You're treating behaviors, behavioral patterns, and a lot of these behaviors are because of past experiences, past conditioning, past traumas, aches, pains, whatever it is. And it's not really aligned with what's presently happening. It's almost like it's a behavior of the past, not of the present. And so by going through and doing this, you're helping to align the behavior that's happening to like now, rather than, because if he was like an athlete and he was the top of his game and all that, there was the things that he did to be successful, which is being tenacious and probably even a little bit stubborn, and like, to be able to produce the result. Not very good
Yes,
helping him to heal right now. Like that was good in sports, not good here. Like, you know what I mean? And then
absolutely.
being being the top of the game and getting awards, he's used to people kind of accommodating him a little bit. And again, doesn't really work here. Like, that he gets his way here is not necessarily beneficial. And so he needs to be able to adjust to the now. You'll never get him to do it through talking or
Mm-mm.
whatever. And it takes a really savvy therapist to really get them to be able to get into that place. And usually, even a savvy therapist is limited based on the situation and the influence you would have over the person. Like, so, if they're in like a place where it's mandated care, much easier to get him in line versus something where he's choosing to come, and as soon as he doesn't like something, he's gonna bail. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
That and more is what
yeah,
I've
yeah,
picked up from him. It's yeah, there's that you have to have an ego to be able to be successful in sports
yeah.
like he has, and
And it
he's
worked
used to
well for him in other areas, but right now it's not working well for him.
it. No, and so that's where I was kind of going with
So,
this
so like
originally, was just to like
yeah,
calm
so
him down.
the Parkinson's, like trying to target the Parkinson's, you're going to wrestle with that the whole time. So it's almost like you need to be able to wrangle this in. And honestly, when once you start to wrangle this in, his symptoms might even start to dissipate a little bit.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That if there's a little bit of combativeness with the whole thing, if you
Mhm,
can calm him down to ease into it, um, that will just help,
mhm,
him function better. And
mhm.
yeah.
So do this with oils. You can use poplar balsam or aloes, but the premium choice is assemblage point.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. And then with energy healing, on those same areas, violet, and then electric violet everywhere except the basic. On the basic, you just use green and orange. But you're targeting behavior. Like when you're doing it with energy, the oils already do like target it. You know what I mean? But like when you're doing it with energy, if you just do heating on those, it won't quite work. You have to really go, okay. Like I'd even take a minute and just go, okay, I'm focusing on behavior, like the
Yeah.
behavior, and then go at it as the behavior. And
Well, I'm sure he's angry too.
um angry at the condition, and
Yeah.
sometimes like somebody like that has had a very successful life as an athlete, they can also be angry at being getting older, like having those faculties
I
fall.
understand that.
Yeah, yeah. And so I mean, it's part of life. And you know different stages bring us to different places. And not judging it at all. Like
No.
I get it. Like looking back on myself, like there was definitely stages where I, did different things and I had different abilities. And then as I got older, new abilities came, and some of those older abilities just floated down the gutter. Just if I was 20 years younger, but
Yes.
It is what it is. And so the oils work really well for this. They work
Okay.
really, really super well for this. Yeah.
So the treatment with to treat the behavior like that, it is just sort of a thing that brings your behavior to sort of a benchmark ground zero state, or is it
Yeah,
actually working on negative behaviors or certain
it's not
behaviors?
even working on negative behaviors. It's almost like regenerating the behavior to be current, because those behaviors when he was younger were positive. It's just now they're not working for him. So need to be able to shift out of that behavior and step into some new behaviors. It's just like if you even say you're 40 and you're doing things, your behavior at work is going to be different than your behavior at home when you come home to the kids. You have to be able to shift the behavior from selling cars or whatever to coming home and being different with the kids and the wife and whatever. And so it's the same idea, it's just stages of life. You got to be able to let go of one stage of life to move into the next stage of life.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
Well,
it's
that
not even about negative behaviors or anything. It's like it's giving the person the ability to regenerate the behavior to be more current. Like that's all it is. It's almost like a reboot of the behavior that's being brought forth.
well that'll be good
Yeah.
because he's pretty direct
Yeah.
already. The little complication is that he's already sort of propositioned me. And I'm like, well, do I even want to get involved with helping him? Because, and directly, like it wasn't even like, yeah, I don't think so. That's
Keep in mind that might be his way of trying to manage the situation.
I get it. I get it,
I mean,
but
there could be attraction, but
I doubt it.
when something like that happens, they're just trying to maintain some sort of control. Yeah.
All right.
The suggestion that I would say, the first couple of times, do it at night while he's asleep.
Good idea.
Yeah, like while he's sleeping,
Yes.
figure out what time he goes to bed, do about an hour after he goes to bed.
All right. Well, thank you. I won't take any more time.